Okay, so now that you have your apples down, you're ready to get started, go ahead and in your sketchbook, I'm doing it on a separate sheet of paper, but go ahead and do a light contour drawing of the apple, just the outside lines, this little part and the stem. So just very simple. We're doing this apple here, just like we've been doing, super light. I used a number two pencil. It's what I had sitting on my table here, but use a drawing pencil. If you have problems going too dark, use those 2H pencils. Get it on very light so that you don't have dark lines. Mine is actually a little bit darker than it should be so that you can see it because this camera does not pick up super light lines. So get your apple on there. You can pause it if necessary. With colored pencils, you need to keep them sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen my color pencil here. You don't need to see me do that. And get that's a really nice sharp point on that color pencil. So the reason why color pencils need to be sharp when you use them is so that they get into the tooth of the paper. Paper has a natural tooth, a natural texture. Just depending on what type of paper you have depends on the texture, but you want the pigment on the color pencil to get into the tooth of the paper. The other thing is you want to keep it sharp. And when you're using a colored pencil, the way to keep it sharp is to rotate the pencil. So I'm going to start adding some color over here. I'm going in just little circular motions. I'm not coloring in, and I'm going extremely light. I am barely letting this pencil brush the top of the paper. I am not bearing down at all. I'm resting the pencil on the paper, moving it in circular motions, and you can see that I am rotating the pencil and just adding a super light layer, as light as I can get it, almost to the entire apple. I'm going to leave this area here. I'm just going to lightly draw me some lines there where this green area is here. I'm going to leave that. I think I'm going to come in here and leave a little area, just dragging the pencil, and then I think right in here where the little glow is, I might end up going back and adding some red to that, but I just don't want to add a lot right now. I think that's it because the apple is basically red, and we can blend in the green on top of it. When you're using color pencils, really any art medium like painting or oil pastels is all about layering. So it's the same with colored pencils. You're not going to just color in one color. You're going to add layers of different colors, and that's going to create a depth in the color of your objects. That is really important. So you can see every now and then I can feel it getting dull, and I'm rotating that colored pencil to get it sharp again. And I'm just going to fill in this whole apple with the pigment. I hope you're not using Crayola colored pencils. That's not what I left for you, and you will find that they do not blend well. Um, that's why they cost $1 at Walmart at the beginning of the school year. They're not very good colored pencils. They're great for coloring, but we are not coloring. We are adding color. We're adding the pigment to the paper. And Crayola colored pencils, they're just the pigment and the color part here is really hard, and so it doesn't blend very well. What I'm using are the Prisma Premiums. What I have there at school for y'all to use is the Prisma Scholars. The Scholars are they're more affordable than the Premiums, but if you're going to do a lot with colored pencil, the Premiums are your best investment. They cost a little bit more, but you just can get such better color with them. So go ahead, fill in the apple. It's going to take you probably 5 to 10 minutes. I think it took me about 5 the first time I did it. Just make sure you keep it super light, really light. Don't press down. My pencil is dragging across the paper. If you get too dark, you're going to have to redo it, okay? You don't want to get too dark. So what we're doing when we do a media study page is we experiment with the media and we learn how to use it like we want it to look. And we're going for a realistic apple, not a cartoon one. If we were going for a cartoon one, then we wouldn't need to blend colors. We're going for realistic. So, super light layer. We're going to use several different colors, but we're starting off with this red color. If the apple was mostly green, we would start off with the green. But since ours is all red, we're going to start with the red. Well, not all red, but mostly red. So, I want y'all to continue on, and I'm going to stop talking.